Page 13, Quiet River. Well, let's look it over and see what we can. Music is getting a little more involved here. It's 4 lines long. There's no repeats on or anything. We're just going straight through it. Treble and bass clef. 4/4 time signature, so there's 4 counts in a measure. We're still counting quarter notes. Now we look through and see there's quarter notes, half notes, and whole notes throughout. Okay. We're playing both hands at the same time here, so we have to deal with that. And when I'm doing that, I like to first just do it one hand at a time so I know what each hand is doing, and then I try and put the hands together, and that's usually a whole new adventure. So I'm going to start with the right hand. You're starting thumb on middle C here. You're in this position. And just 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. And that's 4 counts, okay? You go through and get the right hand. The left hand, well, when it comes in, you have an F and a G, and you play them at the same time. So you're in this position. I'm just lowering the whole hand down here. I'm not holding the hand still. I'm trying to use the fingers. That doesn't work. When there's 2 or more notes involved at a time like that, you have to lower the hand. I'm lowering weight, and I'm putting the weight on those 2 fingers here. Try and get them down at the same time if you can. I don't, but maybe you can. And then the next one is an E and a G. Second line, same thing. Third line is the same thing. It's really, this is all the left hand's doing, a whole note. So put the hands together, and you're starting in C position. And then third measure, now it's here. These are all together. 1, 2. You're holding the left hand in here. Now, that causes a problem. Going from the third measure to the fourth measure. Here, I'm going to go fourth measure is here. I have to lift up here. When you have chords like that, you have to lift up to play them. Because this is repeated. I have to lift up for that. I don't want to lift up in the right hand. I want to go here. I want to connect those. So I'm lifting up here, but not here. It's a little tricky at first, but please get it. It's important you'll be able to do this. You're lifting up with one hand, but not the other. And then you go on, same thing. Now, third line down, again, in the left hand, you got to lift up every time you play these. You got to lift up. But the right hand is all connected. See, I'm connecting, so I'm lifting up and connecting. You get the hands together, and you go back through the hard part or parts you're having trouble with and get rid of any hesitations. Take it as slow as you want to, it doesn't matter, but no hesitations. And then I think about the articulation. We have slurring. You can lift up there. That's okay. Lift up. Lift up. I'm going way too fast, but I just want you to hear the lift up. The left hand, you play it as connected as you can. You can't because you've got to lift up. But otherwise, you're trying to connect it. And once I have the articulation, I think about the dynamics. Finally, they're doing the dynamics a little more correct. You have a P at the beginning, a piano. It's between the staves. It applies to the melody wherever that is. The P really should be centered between the staves. The left hand, these whole notes, they're in the background because the melody's in the top. So can you put more weight on one hand than the other? Let's go to the third measure. We're playing together here. Can you play this? You're playing this softly because that's what the dynamic says to do. Play this softly. This, can you play this really very soft, very light? Very little weight on this, a little more weight on the right hand. I want to hear that note. Don't play them the same. No, we want to hear this. I want to hear the right hand. This is very soft. How soft can you play that? Don't try and use a soft pedal. That's cheating. You got to do this with the hands very softly. And that takes time to get that kind of control. It's very light. So I'm feeling a little heavier in one hand than the other. Even though the soft, it's fairly light when you play soft. And it's not. you. It takes time to get that kind of control, but I'm asking you to be working on it. And it could take months, it could take years, it doesn't matter how long it takes. You just keep working at it and it gradually gets better. Now, as far as the speed goes, moderately slow, gentle. This is a nice, peaceful river. It's not the rapids, it's just nice. And whatever you think sort of slow is. This is not a party piece. It puts you to sleep. And again, in the interpretation of it, they're telling you sort of how to interpret it by giving you the dynamics and the articulation and the speed. But you can take it further than that, get into it. Remember the natural accents? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Feel them. I'm forcing them so you can hear it better, but you feel these. 1, 2, 3, 4 throughout. It's part of interpreting it. How fast or slow you go, that's interpreting it. The dynamics you're using, that's interpreting. You're not going to have to keep the whole piece at one level. Piano, soft. You get a little louder and softer as you feel it. Like the third line here. I could gradually get louder to them and then come back down if I want. Some get softer. So I get a little louder. There's no right or wrong here. You just kind of experiment with it. How do you feel? Let's play this together very slowly to double check the notes and the rhythms. I'm not going to do any dynamics. I'll lift up the phrasing and all. I'm going to play both hands about the same here because I want you to hear both hands. That's all we're doing is checking notes and rhythms. You should play the same note I'm playing at the same time I'm playing it. I'll give us 4 counts. Did I say that? I can't remember. 1, 2, ready, go.